Hi everyone, in this tutorial we're going to learn about Google Colab, a bit of Python coding, and basically you're going to use COVID data to visualize basically the COVID-19 data sets. So what is Google Colaboratory or Google Colab in short way? So you can see here basically it's a zero configuration kind of environment. It is a free access to GPU, TPU and CPU for your programming language, and is an easy sharing basically kind of codes or notebook. So for those who familiar with notebooks such as Jupyter, so this is the same environment and in the same format basically. Here basically you can code straight away without even configuring your personal computer or laptop or anything. So you just need basically a web browser and you can code straight away. First you need to go to basically colab.research.google.com, right? So this is the first page, and you're going to see something like this. In your case, you're going to see welcome Colaboratory without these other two files which I just created. Right, so you can click here, or you can click on some examples you got there. It's like Google Drive. You can link it to your GitHub and you can upload certain files. You can go to new notebook and so on. So I'm going to click at the background, basically going to open up the first file, welcome to Colab. So in welcome to Colab, basically you can see the environment. You got that the login basically ID you got there. In my case I got like Google account, link to my Google account, and you get file, edit and so on. Runtime Tools, help. The main part is basically this center part. You have like a tool for coding. The second one is for text writing. So in notebook basically you can write, in the same time you can code, which is good if you want to share your files, or you can have like your code properly documented and linked to other files or images if you want to. Let me start with something simple here. So right, I have a section here, what is Colaboratory. Let's just add another text, or let's start with a code straight away. Code. Let's start with hello equal to hello world. So I'm going to display what's inside hello. Basically I'm going to run this code and it's displaying hello world. So let's have another one here just for fun. So let's put it down there, a variable called test1 equal to 10 and test2 equal to 20, and I have another one is total equal to test1 plus test2. So I'm going to display what's inside total. So let's run it, and you got 30 there, the value inside total. So it's basically an environment which you can code. In the same time you can put some text there. So I'll want to add another text there and say I'm testing Google Colab, and let's try to make it bold here. Right, so you got a bold there, and I just shift enter. Where is it? Oh, you got that, like it's not bold, but you got that's like the text saying testing Google Colab, and okay, just click out there. It's like okay, it's bold. So testing Google Colab, you got like the codes there, and you can code again in the next line and so on. And here basically in the main page, I just ruined the main page basically, so you can see some information about Google Colab and how you can use it, and the main library or the main language you're going to use basically Python, and you're going to learn a bit about Matplotlib, which is the visualization library for Python language. So there are many other libraries out there where you can visualize your data in Python, but we're going to learn Matplotlib in this time. So here an example, use NumPy and use Matplotlib for visualizations. So furthermore, you're going to see machine learning kind of examples there, and some other resources like overview of Colab, Markdown, interactive form, interactive widgets, and working with data. So basically, in working with data, you're going to learn a bit about Pandas today. We're not going to touch TensorFlow because TensorFlow is basically on analysis using GPU, TPU, or using AI or machine learning. So some machine learning examples, and that's it for the introductions. So let's start coding. So we're going to file here and new notebook. So let's try to write something new. So it takes a bit of time for you to connect. And in some cases, you guys just straight away going to connect if you have like a faster internet access. So I'm going to start coding, or let's name it COVID-19 Matplotlib basic, or you can name any other name that you want to. So here I'm going to put a text up there just saying that it's a COVID-19 basic visualization. Okay, I'm going to roll it up. Okay, I'm going to enter it and click on the outside, or put it up there. Right, and the first line of code basically going to import several basically libraries. So for those who are not familiar with Python, Python is basically a very easy language to learn. Basically, if you learn C and you already understand C, Java, and so on, it will be very fast for you to learn. So in this case, we're going to import the first library, basically import Pandas as PD, and the second one we're going to import from Matplotlib. Instead of importing all the libraries in Matplotlib, we're going to import a section of it. Basically from Matplotlib, we're going to import pyplot as PLT, right? So on my right side, basically some notes which I'm referring to, and here these two are quite important. The first one is to getting your data, and the second one basically the visualization library. And for the data, we're going to use what we call data set from a humanitarian data set, which I get it from a UN humanitarian data sets. So I'm going to give you the link later on, but here's the link. Alright, so here's the link basically. I'm just going to open it. So you can see that I give you a link to Google Colab, so the humanitarian data exchange dataset, and Matplotlib style sheet. So I'm going to here to open this one. So this is a data set by United Nations. It collects everyday data set or everyday data of the current COVID-19 disease. And here it has like a very nice visualization there and a set of data sets. What's good about this data set is it's updated daily, and they are updated daily. So it's come in CSV format without changing the name and you can just download the data straight away as a CSV file. So I'm going to download this data. The first one, the time series COVID-19 confirmed global. You can download the death global and recovered global and many other more formats you got there. So I'm going to open this one. Right, so I have here in a form of Microsoft Excel environment, and the data basically you got here province, country, latitude, longitude, and dates there. It started with 22nd of January 2020, and it should end around, let me just scroll it back, on the 20th of April 2020, which is yesterday, right? So I'm going to just select few here. So in Microsoft environment or Microsoft Excel, I'm going to filter it by country. Let's say I'm going to just select Malaysia. Going to pull out here one, Malaysia, then Singapore, then going to pull out or filter out Indonesia, you got Indonesia there, and Brunei, Thailand maybe, right? One, two, three, four, five. Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, Brunei, Thailand, and Philippines. Alright, so I got this 6 country, so I just select a few for this basically tutorial. And what I need the data, basically I don't need the longitude and longitude, so I'm going to remove these sections, delete, and these empty sections here I'm going to delete it, right? And I'm going to copy everything here and transpose it. See, I have another sheet, so I'm going to paste it, and I'm going to paste special and transpose it. So you got like the data now basically in column kind of data. And what I want to have another one, insert another column. Let's say there's a day there. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Until the last day at the bottom. Yes. It's number 90 there, right? Okay, right now you have like 90 days of data and a cumulative kind of values of basically all the cases happen in these countries, which is part of Southeast Asia's countries. So once you got it, basically now you have the data and the day. So what you're going to do is you're going to file, you're going to save as, and I'm going to use the CSV format, so I'm going to see selected SEA in my just download file. Okay, right. Okay, so it says that to save the entire workbook, click cancel, and the workbook in another format, because I'm saving in CSV. So right now I'm going to save only the active sheet, which is the one that we are working right now. So okay. So if I close this, quit Excel, and I open it up again, the selected Southeast Asia CSV file, the one that I have created just now. So I got like the day, Malaysia, Singapore, and so on. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 data. Okay, once you got the data basically filtered or selected, now you're going to use it in your programming language. So now back to the Google Colab you got there. So we're going to have first basically the data. We're going to get it using Pandas. So select data equal to pd dot read underscore csv. So you can read XLS file, but today we're going to learn about CSV, which is the most common format. And we're going to read, let's say the name that we got there is like selected SEA, I think. Selected SEA.csv. Right. Okay, right. So now we're going to get the data by columns. So one good thing about Pandas, basically you don't have to configure a lot. Everything is packaged quite well in Pandas to get the data from CSV file or any other format. So if you want to get the data by column, you can just do it straight away and call the column. So in this case, let's put day count equal to data and remember the column you got there. Let me just open it again. First one is day, second one is Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, Brunei, Thailand, and Philippines. So data, I'm calling the column as day. So basically going to get the data from the column day from the CSV data sheet that you got there. So second one, I'm going to put my equal to data Malaysia. The third one, ID equal to data Indonesia, and the third one, TH equal to data Thailand. So you got like another three. So right now basically you are coding straight away, basically without any tooltip. So that's another way which can make your work a lot easier, right? So basically you can first upload the file which you're going to select there. So to read the file, basically you need to put the file in the environment or in this cloud, rather than basically reading it from your local storage or your PC. The data are going to be read from your cloud storage or this environment of the Google Colab. So you see here there's a file folder there. You click there basically, and right now it's connecting to the runtime. Once it connected, you can see here basically you are in a folder inside your virtual environment or in your environment or runtime. So if you go up one level, basically you can see it's basically a lot of other files. I'm not recommending it there, but I'm going to click it now. So right now if you work here, it will be easier, but if you accidentally click this up folder, you can see here basically bin, boot, and so on, all other folders, important folders. All your files basically in this content folder. So you remember that there's a sample data folder there, so it's here. So I'm going to upload the Southeast Asia data inside this content. So here I'm going to my download folder. There's a selected Southeast Asia, and I'm going to open it up. Reminder, uploaded files will get deleted when the runtime is recycled. Basically, it will be recycled, I think around 24 hours, if I'm not mistaken. But basically, going to be recycled in a few hours time. It's either 12 hours or 24 hours. I can't remember it. But it will be recycled. Basically, data are going to loss from the runtime, but you just need to re-upload it again. Now it's uploaded in the content folder, selected Southeast Asia. And now basically if I code here, just close this one. SG for Singapore. I'll have data, and I can just code it Singapore. And just to check it out, I'm going to run it first time, no error. And another tools, basically Thailand, Philippine PH equal to data. Right, since I have uploaded the data, it's going to give me basically a direct access to what I already imported based on the data I uploaded. So I got like Brunei, Indonesia, Philippines. I'm just going to select it here, and Brunei. It will be much easier for you to code basically. Wait a bit, BR Brunei, so you won't be mistaken for any other columns, or if you have like 100 columns, you can straight away taking it from there. There's a faster way. Basically, you can loop it around and get the data based on the column name, but this is the first time you're going to code it, so let's go basic one by one. So I have like already here Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, Singapore, Philippines, and Brunei. So we got it all there. Right. So now we're going to plot the data basically based on the PLT pie plot. So you got like PLT, PL plot. So first one, basically you're going to plot X, Y, and there's a format plotting and the data if you want, and there are some arguments there, you can put it there. So I'm going to plot it basically on the X, we're going to plot the count, and the second basically we're going to, let's say, going to plot Malaysia dataset. So I name it as MY, and the other argument we're going to put it, basically we're going to label it, label equal to Malaysia. Right, so the labeling doesn't really relate to this one. You can put any other thing, but in this case it's the same name. So the second one, we're going to plot basically the count and ID. I'm going to put label equal to Indonesia, and plt.plot, to put the count and th, comma, so Thailand, plt, the count, sg, going to plot, and going to label it Singapore, and plt.plot the count, comma, ph, going to label it as Philippines, phi, I think Philippines, and plt.plot br, comma, and going to label it as Brunei. Right, so once you put it there, basically you're going to need a legend to it. So basically got like this whole thing going to be, or going to put with legend. So you basically, once you plot, basically this is going to be a line plot kind of environment, so I need a legend to it. So I'm going to have like plt.legend, and I need the chat to have like a title, plt.title. In this case, I'm going to name it coronavirus infection selected Southeast Asia countries. And what's about the labeling? So let's put a label there. It's like plt dot y label number of infections, let's say. And plt.x label, you're going to see a number of these. And finally, you're going to save the data basically as a plt.save fig. We're going to save it as let's say plot.png, and you're going to have like plt dot show. We're going to display it basically at the bottom here. So let's try to run this first. Okay, you got all the codes there, and I'm going to run it. So let's see, there's some error there. plt.plot the account ID label. Let me just comment it a bit now. Right, seems like I put a mistake there, so I put it here basically as a single kind of code there. Should put it like a double quote here for all this labeling. Just copy it and paste it here. Right, so let's run it again. Let's try it out. Name label is not defined. Okay, alright, let's continue. Basically, I just realized that I have an error there. Basically, here I put it as dash. Instead, I should put it as equal. So let's run it again. So now we're going to plot this data, and you can see the data being plotted like Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, Singapore, Philippines, and Brunei. So in my case, you already see like there's a grid there. In yours, maybe you don't have a grid. So what I'm going to do basically, this is from my previous settings. So I'm going to clear it out. So to do that, basically, I'm going to put here before the data reading. I'm going to put here plt dot rc defaults, and you're going to put all the defaults basically to the graph. So I run it again. So this one should be the same as yours, right? So now you already plotted the data in a very nice form. So what you can do basically, for example, let's say you want to make sure that the colors in a different way, or you want to use some selected colors that you preferred. So I'm going to use a selected set of colors which I prefer. Right, so let's go back to the file that I gave to you. So there's a set of colors there. I just put it in. So I copy it. So here in the file there, I'm just going to put there colors and section of colors. So let's iterate the color that I want. So I put just here color equal to, right, so I'm going to put color equal to 0, and then color equal to 1, and color equal to 2, and color equal to 3, and so on. Right, we just copy paste it. 1 2 3 4 and 5, right? So let's try to run this again. Zero, 1 2 3 4 5. This has like error. You can see have like 3 or 4. Okay, I basically forgot to put the variable name. So I put it here. And let's try to run it again. Alright, you're supposed to get this nice graph with the color selected based on your preference. So if you realize the colors can be in the form of hashtag, or the set of colors can be in these sets, and basically in hex numbers, and you can visualize it. So the next one, basically, let's say if you want to visualize it in a form which is much more fun to look at, so here you can basically format it in certain styles. So in styles, basically you can have like few styles here. So I give you the link to the style sheet there. You open it up, and there are few style sheet which you can use other than your own colors. So you can have like the classic one, solarized, classic, BMH styles, and fast, 538, and many more. So how you're going to use the styles is basically go back to the codes again, and I put here just setting there plt dot style. I'm going to use style 538, right? Okay. So .38. So run it again. So you can see here that the images come in different styles. Basically, if I remove all the colors, I also can get the styles similar to this with the color selected by 538. And let's say if you want to have like a more presentable to like common people, like a cartoonish kind of presentation, instead of you use this style, there's a function. Basically you can use plt dot basically xkcd. So here we're going to run and have the data in a more kind of cartoon-ish kind of visualization with the color selected by you. And you can see here on the x-axis labeled as number of days, y-axis number of infections with the title coronavirus infection selected C countries, and you have all the label, all the legends. And in this code, basically if I can put it like text there, okay, it's done. For first visualization, and you can put anything there. Okay, and lastly, you can see a plt.save figure plot.png, where you can get that basically in the file folder automatically. The codes will run and save the file there, plot.png, and you can click there and download the file. Right, so I can open it up and see the files in the one we have formatted, and you basically have visualized it. Right, so that's for today tutorial. So hope you guys basically can learn or can understand a bit the basics. So you already learned basically how to use Google Colab for rendering or running your Python programming, and you learn a bit about Pandas, Matplotlib, and how to use them. We already basically run CSV file and get all the data in this data pd.read.csv using Pandas, and throughout the errors that I shown earlier. So you get the data from the Malaysia data, Indonesia, Thailand, Singapore, Philippines, Brunei, and we play around a bit with colors just to change a bit the colors here. With the plotting of the line graph, we use a pie plot, so we name it as plt.plot. With the x-axis, we put this day count, and the y-axis, all the countries there, and we put some labeling there. And here we have like plt.legend, just to put the legend here, and then you have like the title up there, and the y label and the x label. Lastly, you're going to put there like plt.show to show the figure here, and plt.save figure, basically you're going to save it in your files there. So that's it for today. Hope you guys learned something. If you have any question, you can just put a comment and send a comment to me, and that's it for today. Thank you.